It's nice to meet you. My name's Rudeus.
And I am Talhand. If I may say, you look just as brilliant as I've heard you are. And then some.
Damn, girl, what you saying? What you saying, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Jeez.
What's good, anime enthusiasts? Welcome to yet another episode review for Mushoku Tensei Season 2 in the second core. Yes, 3 more episodes are done, and for those of you who, it don't matter. We got 4 more to go. Next week, we're going to finish all 4. We'll be done with Season 2, and we'll be on to Season 3. Let's go!
Bro, it's been such a long road, bro. We're gonna be caught up for one.
For real. And then we'll be there with y'all. Like I said, we should catch up by around episode 9 or 10, whenever that happens, and we'll be good. We'll be great. Shout out to y'all in the comments, keeping us straight, giving us more context. Especially you, Dark Sonic Spear. Hey, yo, welcome to the club. I see you making some comments and giving us explanations. I like that.
Oh, Sword, did you see this thing that Amu Sasaki said about real life knowledge helping with the understanding of magic in the civilization? I thought that was crazy. I thought the healing metaphor from our last review was just about his headspace, right? His personality and things like that. I never even considered that real life knowledge would help him be able to cast magic like that. An understanding of the body for healing magic,
Yeah, that is actually really interesting. And the fact that, if a doctor would come into this world, they would be extremely adept, masterful at healing magic. Something on some Dr. Stone shenanigans. If you don't know Dr. Stone, it's fine. Elite. I won't say elite anime knowledge. I just know too many things.
No, I've seen all the trailers of Dr. Stone, but I haven't watched it.
It's cool. It not to take away from Mushoku Tensei for a little bit, but Dr. Stone is really cool. Has some practical and theoretical experiments and explanations on the medical field, vitamins, things of that nature. And then if you want to delve a little bit more into that, on some aspects, you can look at, the name of it, The Apothecary Diaries. That is something that I've watched, I believe, the first season of. Incredible anime as well. But besides all that, we're going to talk about Mushoku Tensei. And these 3 episodes, okay, turning point 3. I should be disappointed in myself for talking it up way too much, thinking it's gonna change everything. We'll get something super impactful. There might be a big battle. There might be a big change in events. Not so much to the scale of the other 2, but on the flip side, it is really big, as a huge life decision has to be made, as not only a father, but as a man, and as somebody who's been chasing one goal, but then now you have another thing that's come up, and you got to decide, do I want to chase after and do what I've been doing this whole entire time before I got with my wife, or do I handle my new life and my new responsibility, not knowing what may happen to them if I do leave? And that really sets the tone for turning point 3. Not so much something as physical or world impacting, but more internal, personal, the world around you, immediate world around you in your space.
It's a great mental space to be in, right? As Rudeus, where it's almost like a classic dilemma. I think there's one that goes around that's you have to help these people pick your order, and it's your mom, your wife, God, what were the rest? Your daughter, and there was one more. Grandma? Aunt? Something like that? And then you had to rank them, right? Being there for your wife and your child at the moment of their birth, knowing that you're going to be gone for maybe 2 years and not having an impact on them, not being able to protect them, to go check out on your mother who is trapped in a labyrinth, is really good conflict, right? And I think the episode makes really good use out of travel time, right? This isn't modern day where it's oh, I can just take a flight and I'll be gone for a little bit, but we're only like a couple $100s away. The time is felt even more here. It's really great.
Yeah, so let's not talk around it. Let's go through Turning Point 3. The episode itself, it begins with Norn being warmed up to Rudeus. You know, she's waving, she's just saying good morning. It's cool. And then Rudeus has a little side project that he wants to do. He wants to come back to that idea of helping Rudyard and spreading the good word about Spurs and how they're not all bad. And like to change the narrative of it and to write the truth about what happened. And while he struggles about it, as he can't really think about how to write it, where to begin, or how to do it in general, Norn herself was like, hey, you know, I'll help. I've heard Rudyard do it. And so we have that little project going on. While Rudeus one evening is at home, he notices that something's off with Aisha. And this is a little cute moment where he takes Aisha shopping. And it's this classic Aisha being manipulative, as JD kind of, not someone's put it as manipulative, but more of like having that little trickster attitude of putting on the cute face, the puppy dog eyes, getting her sort of way and getting things. But and in another way, as he's kind of going around and checking up on everybody, or like we're getting scenes with other characters, we get one with Narahoshi, and she herself at this point is doing like a little step-by-step process of summoning things, slowly building up to the point to where we get to actually summon themselves, teleport themselves to their other world, but more accurately and more safely. Also, she gives Rudeus a summoning scroll to summon some lamp spirits. Nice. With Zenoba and Julie, we found out that Zenoba managed to make a figurine in his own way, and he gave it to Julie as a nice little gift. It's cool. Also, Ginger's there, and she's working for Zenoba. Then, Rudeus has a little meeting with Cliff, who has this magical implement that will help with Elenice's curse. And the way it works is that it transmits mana from the outside to counterbalance the mana that Elenice has, to like take off the edge. I think it's a joke because it does look like a chastity belt. I guess we'll talk about it more later. But Rudeus' life is pretty good. We get a little montage of it, and it's nice. It's good. It's happy. He's now has a wife. He's got his sisters. Everything's cool. Nothing's bad happened. Unfortunately, one morning, or fortunately, when Rudeus comes in from a run, Sophie breaks the news that she's pregnant. And then Rudeus is happy. And there's another montage. You have a cute little moment. Things fine. Everything's cool. And that evening, they just celebrate. They're talking. Rudeus has this self-reflection on everything. Life is great. Of course, everything can't be happy as he gets a letter from Paul saying Zenith's rescue is difficult and they need help. Slam cut to Man God. How you doing? It's been a while. This scene with Man God is interesting. As the MC himself is arguing with Man God about going to Bagrat, say, hey, you told me you shouldn't go to Bagrat. I shouldn't go after my mother because I'm gonna have regrets. And Man God's like, yeah, you are gonna have regrets. That's why I said it. But you know what? Since you coming to Renoa has done many great things for you. You got a wife, your sisters are here, you're learning things, everything's good, right? But the MC still arguing back. It's like, yeah, but you tricked me. And I can't really go to leave Zenith because I'm gonna have a kid. And then Man God just makes MC realizes that, yo, you're gonna have regrets no matter which decision you're gonna choose. Either you go to Zenith and you have regrets about not being there for your child's birth, or you stay with Sophie for your child's birth but have regrets about going to save your mother. But Man God gives him the next hint, saying during the next mating season, he has to have relations with one of the two Beast Girls. Okay. When Rudeus wakes up, he talks with Sophia for a little bit, and then it's just a matter of him trying to decide what he wants to do. But he decides to stay. He wants to stay with his wife and be there for his child. Elenice, when he talks to Elenice doubles down saying, hey, Rudeus, stay here. I'll go. Cool. Rudeus then talks to other people about it, specifically Zenoba. And Zenoba says, you know, Master, it's up to you whether you want to go or not. And towards the end of it, the final kicker is Norn as she attempts to leave on her own with all of her stuff as she trips over. And then Norn's just like, well, if you're not gonna go, then I'm gonna go. And Rudeus is like, no, you're not as strong as me. You're not as powerful. You don't have the skill set. And then he realizes, I gotta go. I'm gonna go get our mother. And then the episode ends. Man, it took Norn herself, bless her heart, for getting all that stuff together and being like, if you don't go, I'm gonna go, knowing that she can't do anything.
And that's like the most brave thing I think Norn has ever done, at least on screen, right? And you know, she's young. She knows she's like weak, but she'll do anything to protect her dad, right? And I think if it was anybody other than a child being like, why aren't you doing anything, bro? I would crash out. But it's Norn, so like I'm okay with it.
It's like, why are you telling me what I should do? You don't know what I'm doing. You don't know what I'm dealing with currently. Then at that point, we have to remember, yo, Rudeus, weren't you talking about trying to find your mother, or like people helping you find information about your mother in the first place so you can go save her? That was your original mission. And then Rudeus is like, well, yeah, I got a wife, I got a kid on the way. I can't leave my wife to like have the kid alone. I gotta be there for my child. Well, you gotta make that decision, bud. Do you stick with the original path like we've always been doing? Or do you wanna just stay here with this detour that you took? Huh?
It's a rough pick, man. Like, for me, I think the first 2 years of your child's life are going to be the point where you really got to be there to like imprint on them. I think the scariest thing I could imagine in Rudeus' position is the kid is born and like when he comes back, they just like don't even bother to recognize them as the father, right? I don't know why. Maybe that's dramatic and unrealistic, but that's like the scariest thing for me.
I think
What do you think?
I think you just have to take it, right? I think you just have to believe, because even Zenoba said, "Hey, children will grow without, you know, seeing their father, without you being there, without seeing their parents or father or whatever." So it's like Zenoba, like not really telling him, "Hey, go," but it's like they'll grow up if you're there or not. So really, it's ultimately like it's your choice. It's you're good, and like Man God said, you're gonna have regrets, or Man God made him think or realize you're gonna have regrets either way. You just have to make that decision. And I would believe that it is better for him to actually go save Zena, because if Paul is having trouble, there's no telling what's going on over there. So you gotta go.
No, definitely true. I think when we got the letter, and it specifically was from Geese, I was immediately suspicious because it's Geese and not Paul writing, right? And you know, some episodes back, I was like, okay, Geese is like a chosen of some god, and he's doing the same thing that Rudeus is with like Man God, but with a different god. I thought this was going to be some sort of trap going into it, but actually I actually did think it was some sort of trap. I was a little bit suspicious, but I think even with that in mind, the idea that my mother is like in danger, and I know I'm stronger than my dad, I'm probably gonna go too. With some reservations. I will, of course, be like FaceTiming my wife. I will invent that technology before I go every day.
You know, currently, right now, I am watching back over the scene of where Man God, or well, the MC supposedly says, "Hey, you told me not to go to Baggert, right?" And I think this is more of, I don't know. This is like light novel stuff to where Man God probably did or not, but this is more of Man God like telling the MC, "Yo, this is like directly after he got the invitation to go to Renoa, and also directly after all the things that happened to him with Sarah and other things." Because oh wait, no, he just said if he goes to Becker, you'll surely regret it. And that's timing. This is a timing issue that the MC probably didn't recognize. Because if the MC did go to save his mom right then and there, he wouldn't have met with Nanahoshi, Bodyguardi, Zenoba, Cliff, I guess, connect with Elenice a little bit more. Sophie, have his kid, all of that stuff. He wouldn't have all that support around him, and actually, get better, learn more at the library, which I'm pretty sure some of the light novel stuff like kind of was in the light novel, but like glossed over the anime. Like he got better, like Linnea and Persona, meeting Princess Ariel, Luke, all those people, building up his like confidence and all of his skills. He wouldn't have all that to now then go over to Begert with all of this, including what we will see later in episodes 19 and 20. All the knowledge he has, the teleportation book, everything. So Man God didn't trick him. He just like said, hey, right now you're level 100, but going to save your mom, you need to be level 250. You're not there yet. So why don't you go to school and then you can go. But now at this point, it's like, okay, you need to go save your mom, but I'm about to have a kid. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Bad timing?
Bro, I love that Man God is saying, oh, you're so greedy, man. Like, when he's been using the power of suggestion on Rudeus this whole time to make him, like, reliant on that information for the quote-unquote best outcome, right? Man God is kind of like a video game guide in that sense, where it's like, oh, what should I be doing? And at first you don't really trust the guide it's written by some dude from Kotaku or whatever. But inevitably you realize it's like pretty good advice most of the time, right?
Guy from Kotaku. That's a shot I've ever heard on.
I don't even have like a specific thing. I was just like, yeah, this feels good to say. Something I thought was really, really cool about this too. Elenice's ride or die. She immediately says, okay, I'm going to help Paul, right? And this is to the point where she was about to break up with Cliff and not tell him about it. And I'm like, dang, dude. I thought Rudeus was having a hard time. Elenice, I can't believe it. She was about to go for real. She had all that practice.
Yeah, Elenice was... yeah. Actually, Elenice is like, well, not like the blueprint, but like the motivation that Rudeus kind of needed to see. Like, Elenice is like, Zenith was my old party member. We've been together for all of these years. Here I met Cliff at this moment in time, and he wants to love me and marry me. But Zenith was my day one. I need to be there for her. And Paul. I need to make sure that they're okay. Cliff is alright.
Wait, what? That's not what she said at all, bro.
What?
Well, it kind of is. She was mostly talking about like her relationship with Cliff, and like I feel like she felt like she would hold him back. She mentions that Cliff has the makings of future Pope.
Oh yeah,
right? Yeah. I caught you, you little Cliff hater.
I still like my hood Elenice, anyways.
But no, she's like so dedicated to helping out both Rudeus and also oh no, I forgot it, Sylphie, right? Like on behalf of them, right? Even if Rudeus wasn't gonna go, she was gonna go, right? And she was already covering for the princess's guard duty for Sylphie while she was pregnant. So like she's down for all the smoke if it's to help like this family, right? And I thought that was like pretty cool to see.
Tis beautiful. Nothing really else for this episode. I mean, we should get to see all of the other characters, but it's more little snapshots and many things going on with them. So that's neat. I got nothing else for them, unless this is more like light novel stuff that's glossing over the anime is glossing over that doesn't really need to show, or they can't really show because they don't have enough runtime.
Yeah, man, it's a solid expository episode.
Mm-hmm. So, man, yeah, you mentioned expository. I'd say like the next episode is a lot more expository than anything. A lot more show. No, yeah, it's show and tell. I guess more tell than show in regards one way or another. Episode 19, Desert Journey. So we begin with Rudeus breaking the news of leaving with Elenice, with Sophie and the others. Elenice decides herself is like, yo, I'm gonna come along too, which is cool. Oh, I'm sorry, wait, not Sophie. No, Rudeus went to Elenice saying, yo, I'm gonna go. And it's like, Cool, I'm coming along too. And as they break down their little trip, it's looking to be an 8th month trip. So they need to and they kind of need to figure out, okay, how we're gonna handle Elise's curse, because if she's gonna be gone for 8 months, she needs supply in order to keep herself sated. So they decide, yo, let's go tell Cliff, and let's get the magical implement in order to help. And so Rudeus starts to make the rounds of telling the most important people of that he's leaving. So when he goes to tell Nanahoshi, yo, I'm gonna be gone for like 2 years. And Nanahoshi, she immediately gets up and gets like mad and sad, like, where are you going? Like, and it's like, what, you're supposed to be here helping me. But through it all, she offers to help by giving Rudeus a map of teleportation circles. And there's one nearby that he and Elenice can use that will cut down travel time considerably. Next scene is Rudeus telling Sophie and his sisters that he's leaving, and they all share some heartfelt words, hugging it out, kind of reassuring ourselves. And then we kind of raise the proverbial death flag. But afterwards, he starts then making the rounds, telling everybody else that he'll be gone. And in one of those scenes, he's allowed to take the teleportation book, the one about the stories about the guy going to the teleportation things. Cool. They have a final send-off. Rudeus and Elenice leaving, and Cliff is there along with Sophie and his sisters. And it's like both of the couples, they're sending off their significant other on a long journey, just wishing that they'll come back, hoping they'll return safely. It's nice. And so the pair travels as we now get into a bit of a adventure now with this, and a lot doesn't really happen. So I'll just kind of go over the highlights of like the important things. So when they travel, they have to make it to a forest to where the first teleportation circle is, and through Nanahoshi notes, they find a particular stone that's like a dragon mark. I will say this now, I'll read this whole entire thing because I think this is not only like lore and world building, but it might have some significance. As in order for him to take down the barrier for the ruins that the teleportation circle is in, he has to say, that dragon lived only for conviction. None could escape the reach of his magnificent arms. The second dragon to die. The dragon general with the most imperium eyes, his scales green and silver. In the name of Holy Dragon Emperor Shahad, I hereby break the seal. And the rune appears, and the pair investigate. They find a teleportation circle, they enter it, and they come back on to the other side of some other runes. Elenice decides to test that they can make it back, and they are able to back. However, there appears to be some kind of quote-unquote time lag, and they actually make it to Bagrat, the big desert. And so they begin to cross it. As they cross it, there is a night where Rudeus feels the temptation to have his way with Elenice, but he saves himself. But also the same night, he almost falls for a succubus before Elenice comes in to deal with that issue. Start to cross the desert some more, take down monsters, everything's cool, just classic montage adventuring stuff. One night, when they're eating, Rudeus reminds Elenice of Zenith as Rudeus like scolding her. And so they get to a little bit of reminiscing on the past. Elenice also tells the tale of Paul picking up Zenith, bringing her along with the party. We don't get to know much about what happened between Paul and Zenith, but we can only guess as Elenice believes that there's nothing that Paul can say to sway her opinion. So Paul must have done something extremely bad to get on Elenice's bad side. And the final scene, they reach Rapan. The episode ends. I don't know, man. It's making me think that the light novel has a lot of historical context to that quote about the dragon, the Holy Dragon Emperor Sharad. I want to know more about that. That has to have some kind of significance in season 3. It better.
Dude, I'll shoot you straight. I think it's gonna be like maybe next 2-3 episodes that becomes relevant.
I don't know, man. I mean, it could be just like past like ruins and historical context, like with the great demon emperor Kish Kish, how they found her statue in those ruins way back earlier in the season. and it kind of didn't really mean anything. It's just that makes sense. Oh yeah, she existed that long time ago. So
I don't know, man. The Mushoku Tensei pattern is always, if something is foretold or forewarned, in the next episode or the episode immediately after that, it will be coming to pass or something like that.
I got one for you in the next episode, I'll tell you that.
Bro, I'm scared.
Don't be scared. It was already foretold in season 1.
I don't have anything super special about this episode. It was fun seeing Elise and, oh my god, not Elise, Ellen Elise, right? And Rudeus banter with each other and become like closer party members. It was, what's she, mother-in-law? No, not mother-in-law.
Let's see. She's
No,
Sophie
mother-in-law.
grandmother. So if Rudeus marries Sophie, then no, not mother-in-law. No, yeah. It'd still be like mother-in-law. You wouldn't say like grandma-in-law, but yeah, mother-in-law.
Yeah. Cool duo, great duo. And she's tough in a fight. She's awesome in a fight.
Yeah, I glossed over like a lot of the action sequences that you can see. Like this is like if we really want to talk about like the structure of season 2, how it's more really lean into the slice of life, and then we have our school arc. We are now finally back to the adventure part that the anime had back in season 1, where they got teleported and went through the demon continent, that whole spiel. Now we get to go through a desert. We have our own little adventure. I think in the beginning as well, we had like a small set of adventure as we moved from town to town, but it was on like 2 towns ish. Yeah, because we were with Counter Arrow. I was about to say Broken Arrow.
Yes, Broken Arrow, dude. They're done. They're good.
We were with Counter Arrow in that one town, and then we moved over to another town. I want to say I'm probably misremembering about this, but we were sold at. Oh yeah, no. We were sold at in the other town. So yeah, we were on like 2 places there, and sure we fought some things outside of the town, but we wouldn't really call it an adventure because we're not moving from place to place to place to place to place. The desert journey, kind of adventure, because we're going across like a big body of land, so to speak, and then we'll be getting into the labyrinth city of Rapan and saving Zenith. So I guess that's a little bit of adventure. So
I was actually really interested at this episode about like the structure of labyrinths. We've had a little bit of a forewarning about them when talking with Soldat's group and dealing with those wyverns way early on in the season. Because originally I was thinking this is sort of like a mystery dungeon kind of deal where it's like, oh, you go in and everything's all random and it's just like your normal sort of dungeon delve deal, right? So like in the next episode,
yeah,
when they have a map,
yeah,
they have a guide written by Kotaku again.
Yeah, we could talk more about that next episode, or when we get to that. But there's not really much else about episode 19, to be honest. It's just us preparing to go across the desert. We cross the desert, and like I said, the only most interesting thing on it is the quote. Nice seeing Cliff and the other people again. Nice we got that little death flag notification, which most likely won't happen.
Oh wait, Nanahoshi folding and giving up the teleportation map. Like I was bound to silence. I couldn't do it. But here you go. She is. I love Nanahoshi, dude.
I mean, she's warmed up to Rudeus, after that whole spiel, like showing her 3-dimensional magical circles for summoning. I mean, she's gotta like help out more, right? And also she feels that I don't want to say like, yeah, the Japanese culture of, yeah, you scratch my back. I'm not like indebted into you, but you scratch my back hard, I'm gonna scratch your back hard. We're in this together. I need you to come back. So I need to give you as much help as possible so that you come back so you can get me out of here.
No, definitely. And I'm glad for it. I do think they undercut the drama that they created in the Turning Point episode by having these teleportation circles available. But I guess that just elevates the theme of like having a community you can like lean into and like friends and stuff like that. So that's a good balance, I think.
Dang. Now that you mention it, remember that I really have to look back at y'all's comments and the explanations of teleportation magic being not taboo or not forbidden, but
Straight up illegal, yeah.
yeah, we are now just doing that willy-nilly. We're just doing illegal stuff like it's cool. But
I mean, to be honest, I was wondering how would they even like know if somebody uses the teleportation circles without knowing where they are, you know?
yeah, it could be just a factor that they've made it illegal taboo for so long that nobody needs to check or see. Like there's probably we don't even know if like there was like some kind of like not trap but like trigger for when somebody throws down a barrier for one of those teleportation circles to be notified. It's like, hey yo, somebody's teleporting over here, or somebody put down the barrier, time to go investigate, something of that matter. It doesn't look like the teleportation circles are inherently bad as well, because they become active, you use them, they become inert for like a certain amount of time and they become active. There is that little quote unquote time lag issue, which I believe through how Elenice explains her viewpoint and how Rudeus waited that long, is that you have no semblance of time when you use teleportation circle or like feel the effects of time, but other people around you can notice how long it took you to get from one place to another, which it looks like it's like a couple of hours or so, or maybe several hours for Zenith to like make that trip from that teleportation circle in that area all the way over to Beggart, which would have took 8 months, but now it took only just like a month. It's like food for thought kind of things.
Oh, definitely. I'm thinking about it hard now.
Like I said, it just could be like lore world building. It could be just one of those times to where, hey, yeah, this is bad. Dang, kind of don't want to make him wait 2 whole years to get there. Yo, Nanahoshi, she's got some things going on. Maybe she can do some things. Not in the author's mind or anything. Not really saying like contrived writing, but you know.
I think she definitely trusts Rudeus not to be like snitching about all this.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll get to the person that says that helped out Nanahoshi with all this teleportation stuff. We'll get there eventually, and they'll be noticed. So this is all worth it in one regards. And like you said, this is just having that support system of you know who you know, using your assets to the full best of your abilities to help you out in whatever situation that you're in. All right, ready to talk about that guy from Kotaku?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Episode 20, Into the Labyrinth. So, like the previous episode, we get some things up front, and then it's just adventure, dungeoning, montage stuff, yada yada yada. So in the beginning of the episode, the pair reaches the desert city, Labyrinth City of Rapan, and Eleni's like, yo, let's go search for Geese, who's probably at a guild. And lo and behold, Geese, yo! And he kind of gives a spiel like Zenith isn't doing so well, and after catching up for just a little bit, Geese takes us to Paul, who says he's in rough shape. And yeah, he's in rough shape. He has head on the desk, and it's like looking a little grim. But everyone meets, and it's nice. It's that reunion, father-son reunion. They're not throwing words at each other, they're not hitting each other. It's like, yo, dad, hey, son, how you doing? Of course, Paul is down because he couldn't save Zenith. And through some other dialogues, Rudeus is like, yo, dad, I'm gonna have a kid. And Paul's like, I'm gonna be a grandpa? Oh, man. So, that's cool. Paul walks over to Elenice. They have a little stare down, and then Paul, he's turned over a new leaf, man. Something happened. Something in the water. Nah. He gets down on a knee and he apologizes. After some time, they make up. Cool. And then we get the briefing as Paul gets serious. Zenith is stuck in a labyrinth, and they don't know if she's in danger or not. They got some eyewitnesses saying that they've seen her go in, but they haven't seen her come out. And Paul and his crew, they haven't made it even halfway through the labyrinth, like even with professional people. Roxy, who isn't there, is also fell to a trap in the labyrinth, a teleportation circle, and we get to figure out why. It's an S-rank labyrinth called the Teleporter Labyrinth, and Rudeus is like, yo, I got something that might help. He pulls out a teleportation book, and Geese checks it over, and Geese is like, yo, this has like everything we kind of need to help. And so, boom, it looks like they have the knowledge of everything. And so after that, Lilia, Rudeus, and Paul, they all chatted up in a single room, and Rudeus tells them both about his marriage with Sophie, and it's just a very cordial, like, reuniting of the family. I can't say much else about that. The next day, they all form up outside the entrance of the labyrinth, and they head on inside. Again, this is just like going through the dungeon animations. They fight monsters. They talk about tactics, things here and there. Some of the highlights is that Paul is showing off because not only is he's in a party with Rudeus, so he has a chance to show off to his son, hey, yo, look at me. I'm cool. I can do all of this. Really just trying to make up for lost time. And again, the party's just going through the labyrinth, filling enemies, avoiding traps, taking breaks. At some point, Rudeus goes off as he notices something on the other side of a wall. And on the other side of the wall, or at least deeper down there, we see Roxy as she's doing her best to fend off monsters. And just when it seemed like she's about to meet her untimely end, Rudeus comes to the rescue as he absolute zeros the entire room. And then he walks over to Roxy and they finally reunite. And the episode ends. So what about that guy from Kotaku again about this dungeon and them knowing literally everything because Rudeus has that book on teleportation? Because that guy already went through teleportation labyrinths? Man.
It's pretty solid, right? Because the person who set them up for such crazy success at the beginning of this season was my GOAT, Mr. Fitz, and my GOAT, Sophie, right? While they were investigating the teleportation disaster, right? To think that this guide actually existed and is being used from that first moment all the way to now to solve so many other threads is just impeccable. Mushoku Tensei, you will never fail to impress me with your foreshadowing.
Yeah. It was like, yeah, why do we have this in the first place? Like, why is he doing research? What, it's kind of like a bait and switch, right? Because he was using that book already to think about, okay, he's investigating the mass teleportation and using that book. Not really realizing like later on down the line that the book would help them out, the whole entire party, on how to deal with the teleporter labyrinth. Not really trivializing it, but helping them avoid and certain traps or teleportation circles, and like navigating the place easier, which is good.
Okay, let's see here. Major things that I think not really were understated, but they're like stuck out to me. Rudeus learning the fate of Roxy, actually. I love that he asked the question and like he understood like all of the worst possibilities in mind, and he like had an out-of-body experience where he literally like grew distance and had that like ringing in the ears, right? I thought that was like really evocative. I was kind of scared, actually. I didn't know what he was gonna do unless Ellen Elise woke him up with that touch.
Yeah, I think a good thing for me is closure, or like the real like burying the hatchet between Paula and Elenice. Because they've been talking about it for like the whole entire show, from like season 1 of saying Paul is this downright deadbeat, dirty rat, lecher of a man, and he kind of is in some regards, and he's gone through this transformation once he finally met Rudeus and his wife is gone. He's cleaned up his act, trying to get serious, making sure that both of his daughters are safe, and now he meets Elenice again, now a changed man, and Elenice looking at him, and Paul not even just going back to his old ways. He's just, first thing he does when he gets to Elenice, he's just like, I'm sorry. And Elenice is like, you're okay.
No, it's awesome development on both their sides, right? And we still don't know exactly what happened. We only know that they're both very messy people who did very messy things to each other, right?
It has to do,
as we both know,
it has to do something with Zenith. Maybe Paul and Elenice had like a little relationship going on, and then she got cheated on with Zenith, maybe. And then Elenice feels a bit sour to it because why would you cheat on me for somebody that I brought in? Maybe, I don't know. It can't be that messy. I don't know, man.
I think it could be exactly that messy, actually. Oh dear.
I'm just thinking.
Paul must have been something when he was younger, dude.
He was.
He must have been so that heckler.
Bro, he was worse than Soda. He messed with every single girl that was part of his party. He banged Elenice. Look what that got him. He banged Zenith. Look what that got him. He banged Ghislaine. Look what that got him. He banged Lilia. Look what that got him. Hold on.
Season 3 spoilers, I get it.
No, it's not that. It's bro. We have a nice working relationship or something with every single character that Paul has a sexual relationship with. It's crazy. And by proxy, Norn and Aisha too. What is going on? Hold on.
No, it's pretty incredible. It's incredible.
We were all brought together by Paul in this Rolling Stone. That's terrible.
I was actually very interested to hear that Roxy got randomly teleported, right? Not necessarily because like it was interesting that she specifically would fall into the trap, but she's not the first person you think of to like hold her own for like a month by herself, right? Like that's not the job of a mage, right? So the threat of her actually being dead in that moment is actually far too real in my head, right? So I kind of did empathize with Rudeus at that point when he was just like, I don't want to know. I don't want a confirmation. I don't want it to be like denied. I just don't want to know. I will stand here forever and never load this save file again.
Nah, I get it. It's like, that's my master. They're supposed to be invincible. I'm supposed to see them again. It's real. Speaking of Roxy, a little ending scene. Hey, JD, ever heard of a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Oh my god, it happened.
Roxy says that one day, a tall, slim, young man who's manly but still makes childish expressions will save her by chance in the depths of a labyrinth. Then, will team up, and as they work together, love will bloom between them. Season 1.
Roxy, how?
Season 1, episode 13, Missed Connections.
Roxy? Prophetic dreams? Wait, she gave up her telepathy, right? And all the communications she could have had with her group, and she became like a dream weaving, like prophecy seeker or something like that. Dude, she has to be.
I knew it was gonna come to fruition, and I knew it had to be Rudeus. It was so foreshadowed and obviously written. I was like, it's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of when.
Oh my god. This anime, it's good. It's too good. It's too good. Bro, this must be how, like... Y'all, I'm gonna be so for real. You know when somebody's playing a game and it's like, why isn't the YouTuber paying attention? They would be really good at this if they just, like, paid attention and, like, read the books and all that jazz. Or, like, read the rules or whatever. I feel like that because it's just like, I totally forgot that Roxy said all that, bro. It's like a mental reset. Everybody roast me in the comments.
It's okay. It's okay. You cover me on some things, I cover you on some other things. By the way, your favorite character, that dwarf, he needs to get shot. He needs to find his place.
My brother in Christ did not do anything except for have a fabulous beard and be like the GOAT, honestly.
Y'all comments down below. Let me know if you think that dwarf is also having some kind of bisexual realization that Rudeus had with Fitz. You let me know.
Oh dear. I mean, okay, I'm gonna say it. He was in Paul's party, and as we know, Paul will put his dick into anything.
No, do not. There is no way. I won't believe that. Now you're crossing the line.
Nah, think about it. He's in the spitting image of his adult father, right? Maybe
This is you
you
like dwarfs. This is what you want to happen to him with Paul? Silence is deafening.
Now that you say it exactly like that. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I want. Give
No,
my boy Tall Hand everything, bro. In fact, I want the next 3 episodes to be about him.
there's no. If at some point we get some kind of like small side scene of that dwarf sitting down for days and like, hey, yo, me and your father, we had a little thing going on. When I saw it one time, I just had to slap it. Like, there is. We cannot have a party of 40 characters, man. We can't. We can't.
Oh, yes, we can. This is the foundation of Mushoku Tensei, bro. We were built on the horny, bro.
We just have a horny pair already, dude. No.
No, it's too late. Ellen Elise got her character development, and she's trying to hold back. She is suppressing it for the whole party, bro.
She
So
was
now it's
suppressing
other
it.
people's time to come
Rudeus
out.
could not do any. Well, he almost fell in that tent. I swear to God. What is this anime, dude?
Okay. Last thing for me. Roxy's Last Stand is incredible. Like, the concept that she is in that one room for all that time. Okay, I guess maybe they'll explain like more of like what her route is after she got teleported away in the next episode. But for now, her just like holding it down in that corner, just casting spells nonstop is baller imagery, right? Like make her Saint class Earth Mage too, right now.
Like, not only that, but also remember she used like, I won't say most of the spells she's been casting has been using incantations. She had to say everything fast and on point for everything to come out correctly. And if we go all the way back to like the beginning of the season where the passive mage, he himself, like he didn't do incantation-less magic as well. He just kept saying the same like chant over and over again to send that fire spell to hit those bears. And now you see Roxy in a desperate situation to where enemies are actually coming forward towards her, and she has to cast the biggest and baddest AoE spells in order to make sure that she stays alive. That's crazy.
Oh, definitely. And then what did you think of this line about instinct, right? Where would Roxy be based on your instinct, Rudeus?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think that's I don't want to say that thing like the MC thinking like a video game logic of, oh, if Roxy tapped on the teleportation circle and she's on this floor, she would be like not on the same path, but more like teleport to a secret area somewhere else. So let me put my head to the wall and do that. Or maybe this is like a parallel or like the same thing that Eris did when she and Cliff were lost in the forest, and all Eris had to do was like focus to listen out for something else. Maybe Rudeus is doing the same thing there? I don't know.
Rewatching it right now, he goes straight to the wall. Is it God, this next episode is gonna be like amazing. Maybe it's like texture, maybe he feels that battle aura. Maybe this is it. It's like
Don't bring battle aura into this. We're supposed to get it that in season 3 as for the comments. We'll get there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Across all 3 of these episodes, there has been an overarching theme of connectedness with the families. In particular, like the Grey Rat family, Rudeus and his wife Sophie, his sisters, banding together underneath one cause, that being either going to save Zenith or having a child, and their differing opinions and just being happy together, just being this happy family. And this is kind of like one now that Rudeus has a wife and a kid, like this is like one separate whole family within this whole nuclear family that the Grey Rat family has. Because if you think about it now, we have Paul and Zenith with their daughters, Norn and Aisha. And so now Paul is thinking, oh, I get to go see I don't think he says I get to see my other family, but now he has something to look forward to when they get to go back and see Rudeus' kid. And also it's kind of nice to say, like, when they go say Zenith, he goes, hey, yo, he's Rudeus, he's all grown up, yay. Also, by the way, Rudeus, he's got a kid on the way. Zenith, you're a grandmother, let's go see them. You know.
dang, dude. Oh god, poor Roxy, bro.
Oh, yeah. Let me stop. I was gonna say something terrible. Yeah, Roxy's here. We'll see what's up with Roxy and these other two. It's been a really long time since I've seen Roxy, so it'll be good to see what she's up to, what she's learned, and what she's kind of done so far, and what she's like come up to. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, man. Next 4 episodes gonna be awesome. I can feel it.
Oh yeah, we'll do all 4, and we'll be right here ready to explain them. And then season 3 is just around the corner. So, but for this week, y'all comment down below about these particular episodes. Anything we touched on, anything we might have missed, anything you want to expand upon as far as a light novel is concerned. Duly appreciate it. Every word that you say, every line that you write, reread it, be happy about it. May not get to it now, get to it later, and we may or may not address it in the next episode. Yeah, just once again, thanks y'all, and happy that y'all are with us for the ride so far. With that being said, hope all of you have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I hope your day is just a little bit better than it already is. With that, we will catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.
See y'all later.